Here we are coming up to the holidays again. We know the holidays, a lot of stressors, and to really prepare for your stress these holidays, you got to kind of know your local resource. This is Tony Williams. Welcome to Know Your Local Resource. Welcome, guys. How you doing? It's Tony with Veterans Council Veteran. As you guys know, a while ago, Veterans Council Veteran decided to be proactive and identify resources in the community that we may need as we come up to this with the holidays. The holidays itself is already stressful. With the backdrop of the elections, the backdrop of the COVID-19 and some of the riots and protests, this is going to be one of the toughest holidays that we have ever experienced. So what do we do about that? Well, in the military, we try to be proactive by identifying all the tools in our rucksack, and so that when it's time for us to use them, we know where to use them and how to use them. So some of you guys already been. Last week we had on, well, actually that wasn't last week. It was actually Tuesday. We had on Tampa City Councilman Luis Guerra, who told us all the resources that in his area as well. And what I want you guys to know as we go on is that this is kind of the schedule. We're like moving right along. We're now on November 13th, where we're going to talk about the veteran homeless advocates. But before then, we start on 23rd of October, identifying all resources for camaraderie, the Tampa Mayor, Bay Area Legal, and after this event, the 20th, we're going to have on the 27th, we're going to have some veteran nonprofits that help out the community. So make sure you focus on that. Then we're going to, on the 4th of December, we're going to focus on the families. We're going to try to give the families who are in this situation, maybe stressful, some kind of tools on how to recognize the stress and coping skills. And we're going to have a couple of licensed mental counselors, all veterans and spousal veterans, give you some coping skills. Finally, we're going to have the domestic violence, which is it's called the spring. Because again, when you got all these people all around, not much to go with the social distancing stuff, sometimes you may find yourself feeling pinned in and you start feeling stressed. So we want to talk to the organization called the spring. So we can find ways that we can and down when we're in this holiday. But also, if we have to experience domestic violence, we want to give you the people in the Tampa area that you can go to. So again, in this particular event, we're going to have what's called the Home Advocate, and we're going to bring it right on. But I want to give you a brief introduction on both of our guests. So we have the guy Thomas T. Brown. You guys know Thomas. Anybody who's in the Tampa area that deals with homeless veterans, you know Thomas. Thomas, of course, with a nice little motorcycle. He's also part of the Legion Riders as well. He's all over, not just Tampa, but all those and you'll hear more about that when we bring Thomas on. And also, I want to introduce you, Ulisses and Marla. They just got here about almost a year ago, and they have a nonprofit called the Ulisses Project, where they provide all kinds of services for not just veterans but homeless veterans. Ulisses is also he's in the military, and his wife, of course, is a military spouse, and they have a giving heart, and they're somebody that goes around. I want you to hear some of the things they've done so far since they've been here in November. So anyway, with no further ado, I want to bring on one of our guests. Let me get this off here. There we go. There's Marla and Ulisses. How you doing? Marla and Ulisses? So walk us in, first of all, when you first came to Tampa, tell us about that a little bit real quick before we get to your nonprofit.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having us. We enjoy being in the community and being a part of the Tampa helping community, as I call it. So I'm Marla Bautista, and this is my husband, Ulisses, and we are the co-founders of the Bautista Project, a nonprofit organization that provides basic living essentials, mentorship, and educational resources for homeless community members here in Tampa. We've been here almost a year, and as soon as we got here, not more than a week later, we hit the ground running. We had things, we moved from New York. We were stationed in Fort Drum, New York. And on the way down here, we actually had things prepared for the homeless community members. So as soon as we got here, we found our nearest shelter and we began volunteering there and providing for the things that the homeless community members needed. So my husband is stationed here at MacDill Air Force Base. He is in the Army. And for us, this is just a great community of givers, but there's also a great need within the Tampa community. And so we've done this all over the world. anywhere we've gone, we've given to homeless community members, and we've decided that we want to stay here and continue giving here in Tampa for as long as God will allow us. So, my husband, I'll let you introduce yourself, but he is the head of our Vet Point 100 program, which is our veteran program for homeless community members.
Hello, I'm Ulisses again. Yeah, so right now, since COVID hits, I get to enjoy my beautiful facial hair, so I don't have to shave right now. But yes, so we have certain programs that align to veteran homeless communities, besides just the civilian population, as my wife said. So the other day, I was able to go to and enjoy Veterans Day at a veterans home here in Tampa with some local veterans out there that needed some assistance with certain hygiene products and basic household essential needs. So it was amazing. It was awesome just chatting with them and knowing what they have gone through and everything that they're overcoming, because the home that I went to provides not only just a home, but they also provide meals for them. They give them rides to their medical facilities and all that stuff. So it's just something that, was awesome to hear, that we're not the only ones, that there's a whole community out there taking care of those that, for me, as I say, paved the way for me to continue to serve in the military. So why not, give back to those that, I'm fortunate enough to, be in the military because of them, So it's just one of those, special moments that I was able to share on Veterans Day. And, trying to come out there in the streets as well, because not all veterans, that are homeless have a shelter. Some of them stay in the streets, due to mental health issues or, addiction issues,
So can you tell me, between Marla and Richard, who have you worked with so far since you've been here?
Since we've been here, we've partnered with a number of organizations. We definitely work with Grace Point. We've worked with Homeless Helping Homeless. Currently, we are working with Grow My Giving and Hearts and Hands for the Homeless and Hungry. There are so many organizations here in Tampa, and we love helping them all, because we're not just here to help through our own organization, but we're here to support other organizations as well. And so we've gotten so much support. I want to give a special shout out to MacDill, their Airman's Attic, and to the MacDill Library. They have tremendously helped our community grow. The library has provided books for us to hand out to children in need. And that has been a huge help, especially for me, because I do visit the Hillsborough County Youth Detention Center here in Tampa, and providing books, new books for the children to read it's just an amazing experience. And then the Airman's Attic at MacDill, they have provided so many uniforms for us to make blankets and pillows for children in need. And that has been a huge benefit to us. So our organization, we have a few measures that are for sustainability purposes, for not only our military community, but for our earth. And so we take old military uniforms and we make them into blankets and pillows that we donate to group homes for children in need. So I'll show you a blanket. This is one of the blankets that we've made. This is an Air Force uniform, and this is an actual uniform worn by an airman. And here's a pillow. And so I'm not a seamstress, but my husband and YouTube and my 8-year-old daughter have done an amazing job sewing these. But we have gotten uniforms donated from all over, and we are so grateful to everyone donating these uniforms. You do know that when the military changes uniforms, they often discard them. These uniforms end up in surplus stores, in landfills. And so we decided to repurpose those uniforms into something that would be for a good cause. And so making these blankets and pillows, they're not only just a materialistic item they're not just a material item for children to have, but these blankets and pillows come with a story. They come with a story of bravery and courage, and we want to instill that in children who are displaced outside of their natural homes. We want them to feel and understand the bravery that these men and women who have served our country had to display. And we want them to display that same courage when they're going throughout their own lives. So these are just a few of the things that we do here in the Tampa community.
Well, that's a lot. You guys really hit the ground running. You got here too. And I want to see if Thomas is on. Let me see if Thomas is still on. I'll just mute his mic. Hey, Thomas, can you hear us? Not yet. His mic's been muted. Let's see. Okay, so we wait for Thomas. He's out there busy. I know he's up there. I know he said he was up in Spring Hill, trying to get some families out there all together and stuff. Here he comes back. Okay, he's coming back here. This is
Can
what
you hear me now?
When you do stuff live, this is what happens. Tom, Tman, what's going on, man?
Yeah.
So
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you well, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man. And everybody in Hillsborough know who you are, but introduce yourself and what are you doing right now, matter of fact?
I'm Thomas Brown. I go by Tman. I work for Tampa Crossroads under a VA contract for supportive services for veterans and families, and also have my own nonprofit called Tampa Homeless Outreach. First and foremost, I served in the Army Special Ops from 79 to 90, and today is going to be a real busy day. Right now, there's a family up here in Spring Hill. We're up in Spring Hill. There's a 18-year-old taking care of her 6 siblings by herself. So we went to Dover this morning and got a lot of food for them and just dropped it off to them. So now we're on our way back to Tampa, and we have a drive-by. We're going to do a Baltimore nursing home. We're going to do a drive-by for the 84 veterans that's there at 1 o'clock today, and then we have an Air Force veteran, Air Force active duty remains coming in at TIA at 4 o'clock this evening. We're going to escort him down to Cape Coral. So it's a pretty busy day.
Yeah, it sure does. What now? You're part of the riders, right?
Yeah, I'm a senior ride captain for Patriot Guard. I used to be the assistant state captain for Patriot Guard since 2006.
Okay, so the Patriot Guard is one that escorting the airmen's remains.
Yes, down to Cape Coral on motorcycles this afternoon.
Right. Now, have you guys, both of you guys, time in with this? I mean, you got the storm just came through, and I don't know if you guys been out there to see what's going on. Have you seen any things that may have been affected by this storm?
Yesterday I took. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, as far as our organization, there were a lot of food insecurities that we already had here in Tampa. And with this storm coming in, that kind of increased that food insecurity that we already had in our community. Because when the storm came in, there were a lot of organizations that weren't able to get food to those in need. And so this weekend, we are definitely amping up our giving and providing those meals to people in need. But there were a lot of places that in our community that didn't do their food deliveries as normal because of the storm. Wow.
How about you, T?
I was out by Dinosaur World yesterday, a day before yesterday, as the storm was coming, distributing tarps and ropes to some people, to some homeless encampments. I go in the woods almost every day, looking for homeless vets or trying to convince the homeless vets that's in some of these encampments to, let me get them out of the woods and get them into a shelter and eventually their own place. So it was pretty hectic. As a matter of fact, we all got drenched day before yesterday. putting the tarps up and tying off ropes and stuff to keep them stable. So.
Wow, I mean, you guys, I'll tell you what, you guys are really busy. I want to ask, you know what Veterans Council Veterans, we're always about the families, the families, the families, the families. Have you seen any kind of impact with the families with this COVID and this flood and stuff? And I'll start with you, Thomas. Have you seen anything with the family? You just mentioned you saw an 18-year-old raising six kids. Have you seen any kind of impact on families since this stuff?
Yeah, it's almost on a daily basis. It affects the families. That's why we're working so hard to try to help everybody out as much as we can.
Wow. And you, Ulysses and Marla?
Yeah, definitely. With COVID, people who were already on the brink of homelessness have unfortunately been pushed over the edge. We've seen an increase of homelessness in homeless families and in younger homeless and younger individuals as well because of COVID. There were families that were just barely getting by before this, and now they're not able to take care of themselves. Like Mr. Brown said, there are a lot of youth out here that are taking care of their families during this time, and it is a really sad thing to see a lot of time, because we don't understand why these people don't have support. And that's not for us to understand, but like Tman and like our organization, we just step in to be the support that they need. We don't have time to kind of question and find out. We just step in and take action. And I think that that's something that I love about the Tampa community. Everyone has truly just stepped up and said, you know what, with open arms, let's feed them, let's house them, let's give them the things that they need so that they can thrive within the community.
I think he just froze. Did you just freeze?
Yeah, I think so.
I think. I work PD and Plant City Police Department with homeless. If they get a homeless vet, they'll call me and I get them off the street. I do my best to get them off the street. So it's a good partnership with all the local law enforcement. It's a lot more work for me, but it's all in a day's work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So what I saw that you were with Tampa Crossroads. So how do you feel that organization is taking on the rehousing initiative for veterans?
Which initiative are you talking about? Because we have two going on now.
So is Crossroads participating in the rapid rehousing or the Operation Reveille?
Yes, Crossroads participate in it every year since they've been doing Reveille. We have another program, a rapid rehousing program that's on board. That you don't have to be a veteran to for them to house you.
Okay.
They're in the process of getting some people out of hotels right now, who we put in back in March. Once they get all those people out of hotel and housed, which they're doing an awesome job, then they'll be taking on more homeless people, not necessarily veterans. We take care of the veterans, but the other rapid rehousing program will take care of the non-vets.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and my hotel Wi-Fi went out, so I had to improvise, use my own Wi-Fi. We had to always have a. So, any special plans for Thanksgiving? Are you guys going to have Thanksgiving?
I know what you said. Oh, for Thanksgiving? You talking to us?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanksgiving. Well, the Sunday before Thanksgiving, every year for the past maybe 8 years, we've been doing Thanksgiving meals and stuff for recently housed vets. and homeless vets on the street. And we make it a big thing. We get all the motorcycles together, and we got cars and SUVs and stuff, and we have our little caravan, and we go to distribute the meals. And then on like this Thanksgiving Day, we're going to be going to some of the transitional housing, veteran shelters and transitional housing, providing cooked meals for them. And we give them the option to either have unprepared food that they want to cook themselves, or we're taking prepared food. So we'll be doing that on the Sunday before Thanksgiving. And that's what we do, part of what we do.
How about you guys, Ulisses and Marla?
So for the week of Thanksgiving, I will be visiting the Hillsborough County Youth Detention Center, and I will hang out with them there as part of a holiday celebration that we will have. And as far as for the veterans, I do believe that we will be doing something special for the veterans home near us.
Okay, great. So I want to wrap this up. I'm sorry about this internet, but we got that. We're going to do some serious editing when we finish this thing. So anything before I leave, and I'll start with you, Pete. So anything when we'll get off about the homeless veterans or whatever you got going on, and then let us know. I know you say you got a nonprofit, the Tampa Outreach. So tell us how to get a hold of you guys as well. PT.
Awesome. Can I give my contact information?
Yes.
It's Tampa Homeless Outreach.org, and my number is 727-667-6029, and that's for Tampa Homeless Outreach.
Okay, Tampa. And you guys, Ulisses and Marla, how can we contact you guys?
For us, you can just visit our website at thebautistaprojectinc.org, and then you can contact us there in any way possible. We respond very quickly to anything that goes through our website.
That'd be awesome. Great. I look forward to meeting you guys in person.
Awesome.
Yeah, these guys out there, you guys are hooked. And then see what the mayor's doing too. Everybody should work together. And now I like to work in silos. And something like this year, we need to be more collaborative. I think to really so nothing falls through the crack.
Yep.
Okay, guys. I appreciate you guys being on this. What do you say, T?
All right. Y'all have a good one.
You too. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys on the other side for what you guys are doing for the community. We really appreciate it. And hopefully you get more support, because it's all about volunteers. So hope you get support as well. I'll see you guys on the other side.
All right.
All right. Thank you guys. Another spotlight. We had a little problem with the internet, but we overcame that. And again, what you just heard from the Bautista Project, what Ulisses and Marla Bautista, and where they do a lot of things for the community, not just homeless and food. Well, and Tman, everybody knows Tman, works for Tampa Crossroad, but he also has a nonprofit for the Tampa Homeless Outreach as well. And you see here, Tman's all over the place. So reach out to them. If not for yourself, for somebody else that may need them. Okay, holidays. Until then, Tony Wayne from Veterans County Veterans. Out.